Hi, I'm Joyce,
And I'm Adriel.
and we are Divinely Guided. Yes. We hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. We hope everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving. What about you, Adri? Did you have a great Thanksgiving?
I did.
Yeah.
It was good hanging out with family.
Yeah, you all seem to have, your generation, y'all seem to have had so much fun at Thanksgiving dinner.
We did.
Yes. And I have to commend you again. You did such an excellent job on the items that you cooked.
Oh, yeah.
That
It was
dressing and that casserole that you did. I mean, it was I think it was the best ever.
Yeah.
This time.
It's pretty good.
It was. And it was so much fun just hanging out with family and laughing, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. And I saw all my brothers and sisters except one.
Yeah.
On that day, everybody was here. And it was a lot of fun. But anyway, tonight we are continuing with our discussion that we've been having over the past several weeks about building that mother-daughter bond. Although, as I've said numerous times, I think many of these things that she's mentioned would be good for any relationship, building and strengthening any adult relationship. So it is good for you no matter your whether you're a mother, daughter, or a son, or a father, or however you fit in. These are still good things for relationships. We have already talked about leaving room for individuality. We have talked about building common interest. We've talked about spending time together, but not too much time. And then last week we talked about hearing each other out, even if you disagree. So just having real, open, meaningful, honest communications. And today is another really good topic. When I looked at it, I thought, that's a really good one. She says, allow your relationship to transform. And I think that's really good. I mean, because you get into the habit of mother-daughter because that's what you've always been. You get into the habit of mom giving direction and the child following that direction. But then as you start to grow up, you have to make room for the fact that you're no longer talking to an adolescent or someone who is not of age, particularly with you, because now you're legally of age and you've gone past that stage where your brain has finished transforming into an adult as well. Yeah. So you're not a adolescent as far as brain development is concerned. So you are fully an adult.
I am. I'll be 27 before we know it.
Wow, girl, just to hear you say that. But so you have to be careful that as your adult child continues to grow and become more independent and develop more into their own person, their own style, their own decisions, their own choices, that as a parent, you don't continue to try to operate in that mode where I'm telling you what to do like you're a little kid and don't know how to put on your socks.
Yeah.
So, and that's one of the things that I have been trying to consciously catch myself with.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Be honest with me. I'm good.
It's very important to remember, if y'all are past the stage of little kid and mom doing everything for you, it's important for both of you to remember that you're two separate people and that you can make your choices. And it's also important for the parent, I think, to realize that your daughter, I guess a daughter in this case, your daughter is probably capable of doing a lot of these things. Like, obviously you're probably concerned about her well-being, but she's an adult and she'll make her choices. And, I'd like to think I'm pretty capable.
And you are quick to tell me when you feel like I'm not
allowing
you to be capable.
Yeah. I don't know. I know you shouldn't take things personally, but whenever somebody kind of makes it seem like they think I can't do it, I'm like, and I took that personally.
Right. And you do take it personally. And you said that to me. So that's one reason I try to be more aware of not stepping in to do everything.
Yeah.
I try to be more aware of asking or making a suggestion, or this is how I think about it, but not stepping in to just take over. Because many times you've told me, I can do it. I'm capable of doing it. I can do it. And so I try to be more aware. And I think sometimes my generation, because as we've talked about on this podcast before, my generation of Thomases, we treat all of you all like you're all of our kids.
Yeah.
And so I think when I'm a little bit more successful in not overstepping my bounds, sometimes the whole family, they're not as successful.
Yeah.
Would you say that's true?
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to remind my brothers and sisters, okay, we got to remember our kids are adults now.
Yeah.
So but we don't mean any harm for sure.
No, I have to remember that they don't mean, like, they're not thinking, oh, she's just so hopelessly stupid, I have to do this for her.
No. We're not thinking that at all.
No.
We're trying to take care of you. We want to make sure that all of you are well.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that all of you are living your best life. And sometimes we give our opinions on how that ought to look too much.
Oh, yeah. Opinions are one thing. It's more annoying when it's like, I can do that. Like, why are you doing that for me? I can do that.
Yes.
I'm very independent.
You are. You
So
are.
I do, like, all, like, you still wash my clothes all the time, I will say.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. But anytime you want to take over that job, baby, it's yours.
Oh, I don't mind.
You can do it anytime you want to.
But for the most part, I feel like I'm doing all those little things like that. Like, I cook for myself and I take care of my car and all that kind of stuff like that. And I would prefer it that way. That's not a complaint. I'm an adult. I feel like I should do those things. I shouldn't still wait for you to be like, all right, well, here's what we're having for dinner tonight. Like, that just... No,
right. Because you come in, like today you came, well, you brought food with you today, but usually you come in cooking and doing your own thing. So you have, you're really good about asserting your independence, I think.
Yeah.
And being yourself.
Yeah.
But that is that relationship that we have to allow to transform. And whether it's a mother-daughter or father-son or mom-son, I think sometimes mothers are even worse when it comes to their sons with allowing them to transform into being young men.
I'm not even going to comment on
You're
that.
not going to comment?
That's not what this podcast is about.
I can only imagine what you would say. But we do have to allow those relationships to transform.
Yeah, and I think parent-child relationships are some of the most transformative. Like, if you really think about it. They really are.
Well, absolutely. I mean, because you literally go from, especially when you're mom, you go from this child who is dependent on you for everything, every single thing. I mean, before you give birth to them, they are literally dependent on you for every heartbeat.
Yeah.
And then when you have them, mom is still by and large the greater caretaker.
Yeah.
Caretaker. And so you end up taking care of the child, and just often you're the one going to school with them, even when they grow up, to see about things or to do parent-teacher meetings or PTO or just everything. You're the one who's taking the lead on most of that. And so it can be very easy, speaking from a mother's perspective, it could be very easy to just continue in that role. But one thing you have to do is encourage your children's independence. When they are seeking that out, encourage that.
Yeah. I will say, I'll interject here. I think it's super important. I don't have any kids. Oh, I got Magnus, but I don't have any kids. But I do
Magnus
think
is a tortoise, by the way.
He's 7. Okay, that's my son. But anyway, so it's important to remind to not just say with your words that you think your kids are capable, but because actions speak louder, to treat them like you think they're capable. Because if they kind of perceive from you that they're incapable, it's this weird kind of, I can't even explain it. You like internalize how people treat you. And so you start to second guess, like, maybe I can't do it.
That's a great point.
Yeah. So it's not even that they mean to do that, but that's a legitimate concern.
Okay, and I'm glad I've never heard you say that.
Yeah.
And I've never thought about it that way.
Yeah. And you don't even think about it. You're just like, well, this has always been done for me. Maybe I can't do it. Maybe I've never done it before.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's very important because I know you'd say like we could do anything, but like it's important to like, here, I'm letting you do it. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm treating you like you can do anything.
Okay. That's a good way to look at it. Yeah. So really what you're politely saying is that by not fully allowing you to evolve and be fully independent, that it's almost like I am hindering your development in a way.
Well, yeah. And it's not just like you. I think it's like a parent thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes I look at, we have just tons of pictures that you and I take together.
Yep. Every time we do something, you're like, all right, let's get a picture. So we have a lot of pictures.
We do. We have.
Or if we go on vacation, we have a lot of pictures.
We do. We have tons of pictures, and sometimes I can see it in our picture that I feel like I'm holding you too tight, and it shows up in the picture.
Do you think so?
Huh?
I've never thought of that, but okay.
Really?
No.
I just seem like I'm just not setting you free enough. You don't think that I'm guilty of that?
In pictures?
But in the picture, sometimes I can see it. Because sometimes I'm hugging you. And I think even on one of the pictures on our podcast page, I'm hugging you. And I'm hugging you so close because I'm thinking to myself, oh, I love you so much. But it's almost like I'm suffocating you or something. I can see it in your face. And I thought that's probably a good picture of what she feels for me sometimes. Like I'm just, you say I'm your superhero and I'll come swooping in, but sometimes you don't want me to come swooping in.
Well, yeah.
You want to let me deal with it myself.
Yeah.
Let me handle it myself.
Yeah.
So.
But there's a balance because I'm one of those people that doesn't like asking for help. So sometimes I have to go, you need help. It's okay. Mm-hmm. So there's a balance that I walk with that.
Right. And that is something that is in your genetics because I'm not good at asking for help myself.
Yeah.
Why you say it like that?
I was thinking about me. I just don't like to ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Okay.
Like my friends in college be like, you never ask for anything. I'm like, no, I got it. I'm good. Mm-hmm. Even if I probably could have used some help, but it's fine.
Oh, yeah. So we have to not take it personally when you're pursuing that independence and really encourage it because we ultimately, I used to say it to you all the time, we're raising you so that you'll be able to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
We're trying to prepare you to take care of yourself.
I feel like I have.
And so, but I have to continue to do that in letting you all really be more independent. And some things that I've taken care of. Like when you took care of your own car registration, it was just automatic. Okay, no, I'm going to go and take care. And you're like, no, I'll do it myself.
My what?
Your car registration, your tag, your vehicle registration.
I did that?
Recently, don't you remember?
Oh, no, I totally did that. Just last week.
Beep, beep, beep. I did that, yes.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to do it, and you're like, I can take care of it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I just do it all the time. I was about to do it. But anyway, we do need to make room for that independence. And not, for parents, we have to not be threatened by your growing independence.
Yeah.
We have to allow you to do that.
Yeah. And for the daughter, it's not this personal thing that your mom probably doesn't think you're an idiot.
No, she doesn't.
So it just don't take it
I think you're brilliant and super talented. And I think I tell you all the time.
You don't think I'm stupid.
I don't think you're stupid. No, by any means.
I don't think I'm brilliant. I don't think I'm an idiot, but
I think you're brilliant and super talented. But I say that all the time. And there's someone actually calling me on the phone. Press that button. I'll catch them later.
Oops.
That's okay. I'm gonna talk to her in just a minute. One other thing in allowing the relationship to transform that, and again, we are responding to the article written by Dr. Rachel Glick about mother-daughter bonds and strengthening those. And one thing in allowing the relationship to transform, one thing that that she mentioned was you have to allow the conversations to be more woman to woman and less parent to child.
Yeah.
And I think that is something that you have to kind of consciously be aware of, because again, that is something that you've done for so long that it's easy to fall into the, I'm still talking to you like a little kid, but no, you are a fully grown adult woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you think we do with that one?
I don't feel like he talked to me like a little kid.
Mm-hmm. And I think I've probably not really talked to you like a little kid your whole life.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I've been mom, but I've also, because my mom was always, she would always tell us, don't sit there looking at me like a monkey. I can't read your mind. Tell me what's on your mind. And so I didn't tell y'all not to look at me like a monkey, because I thought my mom was a little harsh with that one. But I love that sentiment. Tell me what's on your mind. So I've always had that. You're just chuckling. Can you hear your granny saying that?
No, I can't.
You can't?
No.
Oh, you have such a vision of your granny that
that's what I knew.
An idealized version
that
of
is the
her.
person that I knew.
That was your okay, but you were her baby girl. You were her baby girl, and so she probably did treat you like a little piece of diamond.
Yeah.
At all times. But yeah, so I did maintain that. Tell me what's on your mind, and I think that kind of. As a matter of fact, I remember having someone tell me, you allow them to talk to you like they're adults or something, because we would have conversation. But I never accepted any disrespect, and y'all never gave me any.
No.
No. So I was like, as long as they're not being disrespectful, we can have a conversation.
Yeah, I think, honestly, I kind of feel like that's where a lot of parents go wrong, where you can't have a conversation. And I'm like, so when they get older, they're not going to want to have a conversation. That's not just going to start, like, out of nowhere.
Right.
And then you're going to want them to start talking to you about stuff.
When it isn't something that's been done all along.
Yeah.
That's
important.
Yeah. But I think, and that takes us kind of to the next thing that I picked up out of here, is that the norms are different for each generation.
That's true.
And there were generations where, I think even when I was a little kid, there was a saying, children should be seen and not heard. My mom wasn't one of those people who taught us that way, but that was what was commonly said.
Yeah.
Children should be seen and not heard. So the norm for each generation is different, and you have to realize that when it comes to dealing with your young adults.
Yeah.
Yeah. I even feel like your generation is less inclined to have a full-on conversation, because you all communicate in so many different ways now that don't involve talking. Like I had to tell you all, when you need me, don't text me and say, hey, tell me what you want up front.
Yeah.
Because you got to take me through 3 different texts before we get to
if I need you, I'll just
what
call.
you need. Right. That's what I say. Call me. Call me. Don't text me. And I had to tell my assistant, one of my student assistants, that, because she had run into a problem with something that we were working on. And so she sent me a text. So now she got to wait to whether I see the text or not. I had gone and left Auburn and gone to teach and taught my class. And it was hours later that I saw the text, and she needed my help in that moment. And I told her, don't text me when you need something. Call me. But I think that is kind of that's a generational difference.
Yeah.
My generation, we're more likely to pick up the phone and call and say, this.
This generation, we get mad if you call. Like, if we send you a text and you call, that's like, oh no. Like, Why are you calling in response to a text? I would rather talk to you face to face than be on the phone. Being on the phone is just so awkward.
It's not awkward for me.
It is for me. I'd rather FaceTime because then I can look at you because we can have a face to face conversation. It's just when I can't see you when we're talking, that can be kind of awkward.
Mm-hmm.
And I talk on the phone every day working in food stamps. It's kind of awkward. It's a little bit.
But that's what I mean by I think your generation is less likely to have just a full-on conversation. Because you're going to text and you're going to shorten it and abbreviate it and give the quick answer and not necessarily the full thought and exchange of
I'm not
ideas.
going to have a full conversation with somebody like that over the phone, I guess. But in person, will me and my friends like sit and have those types of conversations? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like a on the phone calling thing. Mm-hmm. Like we'll even be like, oh, do you need to get together to talk about this because this is like becoming too important for the phone.
Okay.
So we'll link up and have those conversations in person.
Okay.
But I don't know, just the calling on the phone thing.
Well, I still like to use the phone. Like
Be a FaceTime.
Yeah.
But then when you FaceTime, you have to be at a certain level of you know me. Like if we barely talk and you randomly FaceTime me, this is concerning.
Right.
That's not etiquette.
This is not what we're gonna do.
That's not phone etiquette.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not it.
Yeah. You're right. But anyway, so I know you are tired because you've had a long day, and I will not extend the conversation too long. But we just want you to take from tonight's discussion is allow that relationship to transform from a parent talking to a child to two adults talking, and all that entails. Yeah?
Yeah.
And don't be threatened by your child's independence. Ultimately, that's what you want from them. It's for them to be independent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And to be able to live on their own and make their own decisions and live with their decisions and all that entails. Yes? Yeah. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to add?
I don't think so.
Well, I enjoyed the conversation as usual.
Yeah, it was nice.
It's always good to be reminded of some of these things. And you know how much I love a good laugh. So anytime we can get a good laugh in, it's even better. All right. But anyway, we hope that you will continue to put some time and thought into those relationships in your life that are important to you. If you need to allow your relationship, either parent to child or friend to friend or sister to sister or whatever it is, allow that relationship to transform. No relationship remains static.
No, and if it is, it's probably not going to last.
This is true. Or there's something dreadfully wrong.
Yeah.
Something is off.
It's probably not healthy, yeah.
Yes. But anyway, and we hope you will have a great week. We hope you will continue to take some time for yourself. Focus on yourself a little bit. Continue to give yourself some good self-care. Mm-hmm. Why?
Because you deserve it.
You absolutely do. Good night.
Good night.